Welcome to the second episode of the Editor's Vlog with Lyndsey Mosley, Editor-in-Chief of Gaming Insurrection. I just decided I was going to do my second episode this week, and it's been a little bit between episodes, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my second episode. But I figured I would do something on DDR since I just found a DDR Extreme machine here where I live at in North Carolina. And this is special because DDR Extreme is my favorite mix in the Dance Dance Revolution series. And so I was excited. I was very excited. I stumbled on it with contributing editor Brandon Beatty, who was like, hey, let's go look over here in this arcade and see what they have. And we walked in, and there was a DDR Extreme machine. I was like, yes. I was like, yes, this is awesome. So I'm going to try it in a couple of days probably because I have time off from work, so I can actually go out and play and test it out, see if the pads are decent, and see if it's a viable machine. Also, this machine has memory card slots, which is important because DDR machines that have memory card slots means you can play your own edit steps. And you have to have a fifth mix that can create the memory card data that it needs to be able to talk between the console version and the arcade version. And I have fifth mix. I have Japanese fifth mix, so I can do it. So I want to do a little bit of background on DDR for me, and then, talk about some of the songs and stuff that I like. I started playing DDR in, I think, 2002. I think it was around 2002. I started because a boyfriend of mine at the time was playing, and so if he was playing, I was playing. So I started playing it, and I didn't really like it at first because I was uncoordinated and I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to be doing. And I'm still uncoordinated, but I at least now understand how the system works and how the game works. So I started playing with him, and we traveled around the Southeast because we're from the Southeast, and we held tournaments for it. And some of our tournaments were pretty big deal. We weren't as big deal as, say, Rocky Mount tournaments in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, but we had our tournaments in Columbia, South Carolina. And so I enjoyed doing it. It was fun for me because it was a good way for me to exercise. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I'm about 2 tons of fun right about now. When I started college, I gained 100 pounds between my freshman year and what was supposed to be my sophomore year. So I could always stand to lose weight. And DDR was a good way to do high impact movement and work off, a bunch of weight and energy and on all that. So it was pretty fun for me, and I played until probably about 2005 because I moved. And actually, when I stopped playing, it was because where I was living at the time didn't have a machine anymore. They closed the arcade that I used to go to all the time. And also, I got married, and my husband wasn't a big DDR player, so there went that idea. So, I mean, I had it at home, but it's not the same as trying to play on an arcade pad machine when you're playing with a plastic pad. So, and no, I couldn't afford a Cobalt Flux, which was $300 at that point in time. So, a lot of factors contributed to me not playing anymore. And at the height of my playability, I was probably, I could do 7-footers and I could do some 8-footers depending on what it was. If it was like a really high energy, high speed song, I couldn't do it on my feet. Now, playing on a controller with my hands, whole nother story. I actually have, getting into the games that I actually have Japanese second mix and club mix on Dreamcast, and I have fourth mix, fifth mix, Max 2, Extreme, Party Collection, and I had American mixes up to Extreme 2. And I also have Canonics, that is like one of my favorite versions ever. And I have Disney Mix. And that's just on consoles. Now for PC, I have Stepmania, which is really, I like what I can do with Stepmania. And I have just about every song, every official song ever made for DDR for Stepmania. Thanks to Xenius I Vanisher. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but they're really awesome. Look them up. Just look them up. Just type in Stepmania mixes and you can find them. But I enjoy playing DDR still. Even now, I'll play it every now and then on a controller. I don't really play on my hands. I don't play with my feet too much because I don't have the space for it now. And I've gotten out of the groove of playing, but because I discovered this machine in like this plaza down the street from my apartment, I'm going to start playing it again, and I'm going to get out and try to get back to my former glory. Right now, I would say, because I haven't played in a very long time, and by a very long time, I mean years. I haven't played in a long time, so I'm probably at, I'd say probably at the light level. I'm back down to the light level. I was already kind of in standard. I was in standard, but I wasn't anywhere near like heavy. And I know they've changed the category names and whatever. DDR, I stopped really playing right around Supernova, just because I didn't like Supernova very much. There's a few songs in Supernova, but it just started getting stupid at that point, so I stopped playing. So I still refer to things as light, standard, and heavy, and challenge steps. On my feet, I'd say I was probably 7-footers and 8-footers. No 9-footers whatsoever. I could not do katas whatsoever. But I could read katas if I played with my hands and I was actually using a PlayStation controller or whatever. I can read 9-footers easily. And actually, I can read a lot of 10-footers. What used to be back in the day 10-footers. Like, with my hands, just to give you a comparison, on my feet, I could do twin B. I could do twin B on heavy and use 1.5 speed mod and pass it with like a B at best, a B on my feet. Okay, but now with my hands, I can play with a PlayStation controller and I can read Paranoid Survivor Max 1.5 easily till you get to the death runs at the end. It's the death runs at the end that always mess me up. So sight reading, yeah, I'm pretty advanced, and I can. It takes me a little while, but I can still get a song down and understand the steps and whatever. So also what I wanted to talk about is the fact that we're starting a new feature in Gaming Insurrection starting in the first quarter of 2012 called DDR Spotlight. And it's going to spotlight songs from first through extreme, probably up to Supernova. I think I'm going to do some Supernova songs, because there are some that I really like. And it's going to talk about steps for songs, and it's going to look at different songs. Their steps give strategies for my favorite set of steps, and just talk about the music in general. Terms that people use, like I used earlier, the term kata. There are some people who don't play DDR that don't know what a kata is, or who play DDR and don't know what a kata is. So we're going to explain stuff like that, and we're going to have a PDF list that uses the terms from DDR Freak, which DDR Freak used to be like the go-to spot. Used to be the go-to spot for DDR players if you were really into DDR. Nowadays, they've shut down the forums, and so you can only really get like the tips and stuff that they used to have. But we're going to do like a PDF list of terms from there, going by when we talk about them in the feature. So, and I'm trying to think what else we're going to do with that. And I have it set up like an extreme song selection wheel, so I'm pretty excited about it. I decided to come up with this and do it because I still play DDR, and I think it's going to be awesome. Also, I'm really excited about playing this DDR stuff because it's the first time I've seen a machine in forever. I mean, where I'm from, Columbia, they have a machine out at Frankie's Fun Park, which, God, it's Frankie's Fun Park, so that says enough right there. But it's a Supernova. This Extreme machine, I haven't seen a working Extreme machine since probably 2005. So it's been like 6 years as of right now. It's been 6 years since I've seen a working Extreme. So I got a couple of edits, steps that I want to use and I want to play that and see if they actually work still. And there's a bunch from the Fifth Mix data bank that you can use to do, you can pull into the game and actually bring to the arcade and play yourself. So I'm also excited about that. Also, I'm really excited about just getting back into DDR and seeing how it goes. So check out our videos. We also have a feature, former contributing editor Marcus Barnes. We profiled him in 2008. I want to say it was 2008, maybe 2009, early 2009. And it's on our archive site if you want to go there. If you actually go to the main site for Gaming Insurrection, which is gaminginsurrection.com, you can see the PDF of the issue where we profiled him as a DDR master, and it was called A Day with a DDR Master. And it was called actually DDR Hero. It's supposed to be like Guitar Hero. But yeah, we did a little feature with him that talked about, you know, him playing and went through a standard playthrough session with him and how he and I played together and used to play together because he was the boyfriend at the time that I started playing DDR with. So it's actually a pretty interesting feature, and I did video back in the day when we first restarted GI of him playing, and they're both, it's in part 1 and part 2 on our video site. So I hope y'all go out and check it out. And that's pretty much all I got for DDR and for my second episode. Hopefully I'll be back with a third episode in a little while. Takes a little bit for me to get together and get all the stuff done. So, you know, thanks for watching. Visit our site. It's gaminginsurrection.com. Look at our issues. Leave us feedback. We have a link on there for our emails and, you know, our videos and stuff. Comment on the videos. Let me know what you think. And, you know, just watch us. That's all we can ask. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with an episode in a little while.